You've probably heard it all your life. Go to school, get good grades, find a secure job, and one day you'll retire comfortably. But here's the truth: most people work hard for decades and still end up stressed about money. That secure formula doesn't seem to be working anymore. Millions of Americans follow that exact path, yet they're still living paycheck to paycheck. Debt piles up, bills never stop, and saving feels impossible. The reality looks nothing like the promise we were sold. The system keeps telling us this is the path to success. But in reality, the system was designed to keep most people working for others. It's like running a race where the finish line keeps moving farther away. Here's the uncomfortable question. Are you building your own dreams, or just working to build someone else's? Most people never stop to ask themselves this, but that one question could change everything. Think about it. 40 hours a week, rising living costs, and still not being able to handle a $500 emergency. That's not freedom, that's survival mode. No wonder people feel stuck and exhausted. And here's the danger: if nothing changes, 20 years from now you'll still be in the same place, working harder but never getting ahead. That's the real trap most people don't see coming. That's why today we're diving into a big idea from Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This isn't just another book, it's a wake-up call. It shows us a new way of looking at money and freedom. Robert Kiyosaki has helped millions rethink what money really means. His cash flow quadrant isn't theory, it's a map to escape the rat race. And if you're ready, this could be the turning point for your financial life. What if I told you there are only 4 ways people make money, and one of them is keeping most people broke, while the other leads to real freedom? Hey everyone, I'm Ethan, and welcome to Ethan's Money Library, where we break down money, investing, and wealth building through the world's most influential books. If you're serious about breaking free from financial stress, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Quick note: this video is for education only, not financial advice. Always do your own research. In this video, we'll simplify Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, explore where you are, where you should be, and how to start moving toward financial freedom. So stick around, this could change how you see money forever. Today's video, Cash Flow Quadrant Simplified. Which one are you in? Let's dive in. The cash flow quadrant is like a secret map of how people earn money. It has 4 paths: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Each path shapes your income, your freedom, and the way you live your life. Most people, over 90%, are stuck on the employee or self-employed side. That means they trade time for money, working harder and longer, but still struggling to break free. It's the reality for millions of Americans. But the real wealth, the kind that gives you freedom and choices, sits on the business owner and investor side. That's where money works for you, instead of you always working for money. Think of the quadrant like 4 doors. The door you choose shapes your lifestyle, your stress, and your future. Walk through one, and your life takes a completely different path. Here's the trap. Most of us were only taught about the employee door. Go to school, get a job, work hard. But no one explained the other doors that could lead to freedom. It's like playing Monopoly. Most people just keep moving their piece around the board, paying rent and passing go. But the wealthy, they're the ones who own the board itself. Most people start their financial journey as employees. You trade your time, your energy, and your skills for a paycheck every 2 weeks. It feels safe, but the truth is you're building someone else's dream, not your own. The promise of a job is security, health benefits, a steady paycheck, maybe even a retirement plan. It feels like you're protected, but security comes at the cost of control. Here's the reality. The average American worker saves less than 5% of their income, and the median retirement savings under $65,000. That's barely enough to survive for a few years. As an employee, life feels comfortable until the unexpected hits. A sudden layoff, inflation, or a medical bill can wipe out savings in a heartbeat. Comfort can be a trap. Depending on one paycheck is like standing on a single rope bridge over a canyon. If it breaks, there's nothing to catch you. That's the danger most employees face without realizing it. Think of being an employee like renting a house. You get to live in it, but you'll never own it. The value you build goes to someone else. It's comfort without real ownership. The self-employed quadrant is where people think they're free, but often they've just given themselves another job. Doctors, freelancers, and small shop owners all fall here. You get more control than being an employee, but your income is still tied directly to your time. Many self-employed people in the US work more than 60 hours a week. The hustle is real, but the income isn't always steady. Some weeks feel like a win, while others feel like survival. On the bright side, there's pride in being independent. You make your own rules, you set your own hours, and no one's breathing down your neck. But that pride comes with pressure. If you don't work, the money stops. Being self-employed often feels like freedom, but it can turn into a trap. You are your own boss, but also your own employee. That means double the stress and double the responsibility. It's like juggling. If you keep everything in motion, it works. But the moment you stop, it all comes crashing down. Self-employed life means you can never fully let go. So, the self-employed quadrant gives you independence, but not true freedom. You own your job, but not a business. The real path to financial freedom comes when you learn to step beyond this quadrant. The business owner quadrant is where people stop trading time for money and start building systems. Instead of being the worker, you create the machine that works for you. This is how real wealth and freedom begin to grow. Only a small percentage of Americans are true business owners, but they hold a large share of scalable wealth. Why? Because their businesses don't depend on their daily presence. Their systems and teams multiply their efforts. The beauty of being a business owner is freedom of both time and money. You can step away, and the business still runs. That's the kind of leverage most people dream about. But let's be real, it's not easy at the beginning. Building systems takes leadership, vision, and the courage to take risks. Many give up too soon. But those who push through create lasting success. Think of it like planting a tree. At first it needs time, care, and patience. But once it grows strong, it produces fruit year after year, even if you're not there every day. The business owner quadrant is about leverage, building something bigger than yourself. It's the difference between owning a job and owning a system, and that's the path to true financial freedom. The investor is the quadrant where money finally works for you. Instead of trading hours for dollars, your dollars multiply on their own. This is the path to true financial freedom. The numbers don't lie, wealth grows fastest here. Did you know the top 10% of Americans own nearly 90% of the stock market? That's how powerful investing can be. For investors, the vision is clear: freedom of time and money. Imagine income flowing in even while you sleep, and your wealth quietly growing in the background. But here's the catch: it's not magic. Investing takes education, patience, and discipline. Without them, it's easy to lose money instead of growing it. Think of it like owning golden geese that never stop laying eggs. Instead of selling your time, you're collecting wealth that keeps producing more wealth. The investor quadrant is where dreams of financial freedom become real. It's not about working harder, but about making your money work harder for you. Crossing over to the right side of the quadrant doesn't happen in one day. It's not about a lottery win or some magic trick. It starts with a shift in how you think about money. The first step is choosing to see money as a tool, not just a paycheck. Even small steps, like starting a side hustle or making your first tiny investment, can change your entire financial path. It's like planting a seed. You might not see the tree tomorrow, but the growth has already begun. The power is in starting, no matter how small. Imagine this: your bills are paid, not because you worked extra hours, but because your assets worked for you. That's the freedom people on the right side experience every day. It's like taking a deep breath after years of holding it in. The left side feels safe, like a sturdy old boat, but that boat is full of leaks. Staying there might keep you floating for now, but over time the risks grow bigger than the safety. The real danger is pretending it's safe forever. Moving to the right is like switching from being a passenger to finally driving your own car. Suddenly you control the direction, the speed, and the destination. That's what true financial independence feels like: being behind the wheel of your own life. This journey isn't about being rich tomorrow. It's about creating a future where money works harder than you ever could. The right side is about patience, learning and building step by step. And the best time to start crossing over is today. The truth is, the rich think very differently about money. While most people see money as something to work for and then spend, the wealthy treat it as a tool to grow even more wealth. This shift in mindset changes everything. The poor and middle class often earn money just to spend it on bills and expenses. It feels like running on a treadmill. You're working hard but not really moving forward. That's why so many people feel stuck, no matter how much they earn. The wealthy see money differently. Instead of spending everything, they put a large portion back into investments. It's like planting seeds that keep growing and producing more over time. Think about it. The average American spends nearly 98% of their income. Meanwhile, the wealthy reinvest a big portion, which is why their money keeps growing. This is the hidden difference that creates wealth over time. Once your mindset shifts, money stops being a source of stress. Instead, it becomes a tool that gives you freedom, choices, and peace of mind. That's the real power of thinking like the rich. It's like playing chess instead of checkers. The rules are different, and so are the outcomes. If you want wealth, you need to learn the strategy that the rich already play. So we've explored the cash flow quadrant: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor, and why the right side is the path to financial freedom. The quadrant isn't about right or wrong, it's about awareness. Once you see where you are, you can choose where you want to go. If this breakdown gave you value, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear this. I want to hear from you. Where are you in the quadrant today, and where do you want to be? Let's start a conversation in the comments. This is Ethan's Money Library, building wealth, one book at a time. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay driven, and I'll see you in the next chapter.